When I first walked into my Read 180 placement at Waverly Middle School, I was feeling a weird combination of both excited and nervousness. I had worked in plenty of classrooms before, but this would be my first time working one-on-one with the student. It is a crazy responsibility to have a student's education in your hands. I was determined to make sure I made my time with my student count. My mentor teacher introduced me to my student. He was an 8th grade boy who seemed timid when first meeting me. I made small talk with him on our way to the library and found out that he was on the Waverly Middle School basketball team. My student lit up as he talked about his teammates, practices, and games. My student seemed very happy to be in a school setting. As he eased up around me, he called out to teachers, staff members, and other students across the library by name just to say hi. My student's positive attitude and spirit translated well into his academics. He was very excited when I introduced him to The Maze Runner, as he had seen the movie a couple years ago. He loved watching movies in place of reading books, but he does read sports statistics, video game descriptions, and articles on social media about topics that he's interested in. He brings a wealth of knowledge when speaking of anything that interests him, and he's open to new interests and possibilities to learn. Unfortunately, my student has a home life that does not cultivate his academics and passions. My Read 180 teacher indicated that there were issues at home regarding mental health and addictions. He lives in a single-family home. His father seems to have left when he was young, and his mother works multiple jobs to keep the family afloat. After basketball practice, after school, he goes to his mom's work to help her, and then he goes home, eats late dinner, and goes to bed. There's little time for him to do outside academics. His other family members include his uncles and older brothers who are around a lot, but they do tease him for having a condition called vitiligo. He said that his uncle teased him once for having gray hairs on his head, and he responded, "At least I'm not bald." My student keeps a positive attitude and strong mentality despite his hardships outside of the classroom. Although he is not close with his mother or other family members, he is close with his grandmother. She is the cool grandma who plays video games with him. She encourages him to follow his interests, and he seems to be where he gets most of his support from at home, from what I can tell. Without an outlet for his hardships at home, I have become both a confidant and a mentor as he connected to the Maze Runner in aspects of his life. My student has many life experiences and perspectives that allow him to relate easily to text. He readily stops when reading aloud to say, "This reminds me of something," or "I wonder if this is going to happen." When he does this, he expresses his experiences and personal relationships at home. I could tell that my student needed an outlet to express his feelings, and the Maze Runner gave him that opportunity. When I spoke to my Read 180 teacher about this, she expressed that she found it very important for me to be a supportive female mentor in his life. I allowed my student to express his outside experiences as much as he needed in order to increase his interest in reading comprehension of the Maze Runner, and also to make sure he was heard, understood, and made important as a person. Overall, he brings incredible strengths to the classroom and himself as a reader. His creativity allows him to make connections and predictions. His life experiences bring new perspectives to text. His positive attitude and eagerness to learn is an incredible asset to any classroom, and it will take him far in life. While my student does have desires and motivations to read, he does struggle with fluency in text. He understands vocabulary words and has the motivation to read, but struggles with reading words in a consistent and concise manner. In reference to the modified cognitive model, my student struggles with phonological awareness and decoding and sight word knowledge. This inhibited his ability to be fluent in context and automatic word recognition. Over time, my reader was able to improve his skills by practicing his reading out loud and encouraging his stronger aspects of the modified cognitive model in order for him to stay motivated and interested. In the end, my student's passion and drive inspired me and pushed me to become a better teacher in person. He was able to teach me as much as I was able to teach him, which is one of the most beautiful aspects of education. I am so thankful for the experiences that will help me not only in my professional life, but also my personal life.